Welcome and tell us about work.com.
Well, Jim, thank you so much. I'm delighted to be with you this morning. Jim, we've had so many conversations now, and our hearts remain with everyone who's gone through this traumatic situation with the virus over the last several months. And as this has unfolded for us, what we've seen is three phases. We've talked about that actually on your show. This first crisis phase that we're in, it's really this 90-day phase when we've gotten everyone in our homes and we've taken shelter. That's when Salesforce actually has now purchased over 60 million pieces of PPE and distributed it to several hundred hospitals all over the world to help bolster our defenses against the virus. But Jim, during this crisis, we've learned something very important, which is that as we move into phase two, the virus is going to still be with us, but we're going to reopen. So how are we going to reopen safely? That is what's been on our mind at Salesforce. And so that's why today we're introducing a new product line to help our customers reopen safely called work.com. And we think this is going to be a critical part of allowing our customers to get back to work and do it safely.
Now, when I look at work.com, one of the things that strikes me is, besides the command center, that it's a process. There's a procedure. We've lacked, company after company is very anecdotal about what to do. And one of the things that I think is really incredible is that if you were able to get public health involved with, say, what Google, Apple are doing, contact tracing, which is available, then we would actually know as employees who's sick, or without any privacy invaded. You were the first person in your emergency response management section that really makes me feel like, we could be Taiwan. I mean, Taiwan being the single greatest country on earth when it comes to this. You have a little Taiwan going among the people who are in work.com. Do I read that correctly?
Well, Jim, when we go back to work, there's things that we're going to have to do differently. And those things include bringing PPE not just to our hospitals, but into our workspace. That's why we're talking about having masks in the workplace, for example, things that we can do to reduce the spread of the virus in the workplace. Because when we get back to work, the virus is going to still be there, but we want to mitigate our relationship with the virus. So PPE will be important. And of course, we're going to have to maintain social distancing. That will also be extremely important in the workplace. That's going to be a critical part of getting back to work. And of course, we'll be checking fevers, before employees show up at the office. But we will also use information technology in a smart way to mitigate the virus. That is, we can do things to help people be safer at the office. An example is very much what you just said. We knew that the person that you were sitting next to yesterday called in today, and they were tested positive for the virus. And when we talked to them, they said they met you, this employee, that employee, the other employee, and we're calling all of those employees back. That's contact tracing. The idea that we can talk to and inform and manage the relationships that we have with those who may have been affected. And of course, like you said, those employees will have to be self-quarantined.
I think that wanted to try to get the accessibility here of a key part of your plan, new resources. You've got Dr. David Agus, whom I know is just sensational. Dr. Scott Gottlieb is on our network all the time. And then Dr. Larry Brilliant, I know it always sounds silly, but who's truly brilliant. Now, how will you be able to access those if you're a good client of Salesforce, or is that going to be videos and really just no one-on-one?
That's already live today, Jim, on work.com. We are capturing the best advice, the best words from those doctors, like you mentioned, David Agus, Larry Brilliant, Scott Gottlieb, but also tremendous business organizations like the Business Roundtable and others who are telling and informing businesses, here's a safe way that you can reopen. Those important elements of our community are critical. And we want to bring everyone together in a place where they can talk and share this critical information as well. So they will have a community, they will have apps, and they will have advisors. And we hope that the combination of these three things in work.com will give the ability for our customers to reopen safely.
All right, one last question. I know you're on a council that the president set up. He mentioned your name. Will you share this with the president? Because a lot of these things could be done by our country, and they would be very valuable if everyone plays.
Well, I think this is something that every company is going to need who wants to be able to have a great relationship with their employees and their customers. We know that we're going to have to create these kind of new tools, next generation capabilities that this is the beginning of a journey. There's no finish line, Jim, when it comes with battling down this virus. And I think that work.com is kind of going to be a very critical part of entering phase 2, which is what I see happening over the next couple of months.